why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 0, Dynamo Kyiv 2 in a controversial game at Hampden Park. John, myself, Oxford, back on the show is Paul Brennan Bridgeman. We say games are decided in moments, and there was a big moment in that game. Albert.
Certainly was, mate. It certainly was. That's made a huge difference in the outcome of that game. If it goes for you, you're all happy, but if it doesn't go for you, you're sick as a parrot. But there you go.
I think it changed the whole momentum of the game, and obviously it turned into a wee bit of defence against attack. But we'll come to that bridge. We'll run through the first half of that. First few minutes we started okay. Lawrence was bright, supporting Dessers. The two wide men were closing down, working hard. And after that, I think in the first half, if I'm being honest, I think Tom Lawrence pretty much disappeared. Yefty showed signs and McCausland got involved. But you've seen this thing, Bridge, where they're weak. When he had the chance and he was running through, and you've seen the same late on with Matondo. We've got professionals who are getting paid a lot of money, forward players, and they can't strike the ball. It gives me the fear, and it's no right. Bridge.
I think it's disgraceful. I actually think it's disgraceful where players are trying to take chances and they're unable to kick the ball. They're unable to kick the ball properly. I mean, I must have watched young McCausland getting himself into fabulous positions, turns his man, and he goes, and he doesn't cross the ball, he doesn't hit the ball right. And we know what he can do. We know he can score, score goals. We know he can hit the post and things like that, make the goalkeeper save. But it just doesn't happen. I don't understand it. It doesn't happen. Matondo, unbelievable.
Similar parts in the park and different times of the game. So we huffed and puffed without making a lot of chances, but we were controlling the first half.
There's nothing between the two teams, mate. There's nothing in the game, actually, to be honest with you. But there's nothing between the two teams in the first half. Absolutely nothing. And I said before the game, and the night's game and other games have proved the point, mate. We're no firepower. We're zero firepower. It needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed now because this can't keep going on like this. But anyway, go back to the game. It's we matched them, they matched us. There was nothing in the game, really, honestly. Though. The first half was a non-event for me. I'm looking at it and going, it was two poor sides playing to me, going, there's nothing in this. And I always thought, who's going the first goal? Davey said it. Davey said it when he came on. First goal's going to make a difference. And he proved that he was proved right, mate. Okay, we'll get to it. But it was a close game. We said it was going to. I don't think it was a particularly defensive game. Any of the two teams, they were just lack of quality, mate. On the part, that's all I've seen. But they played okay, mate. They played okay.
Aye, is it lack of quality or are we this shape again? We got to come an issue, mate. Because even when we were dominating them, we were pushing them back. For me, I don't know what you think, Bridge. We still don't get enough players up, and you'll put the ball up. And you'll see the picture. No, nobody a Rangers player within 15 yards of Dessers.
Absolutely. Although I must admit, that's probably their training that way and coaches.
Aye, that's the question I'm asking.
Yeah,
Is there something wrong with the system? Yeah.
Well, I don't think so because there were times when we were in there and must have 2 and 3 shots at goal that were bouncing off of the opposition, and eventually the goalkeeper picked up or they managed to thrash it out of the park or something like that. So. They know the players know what to do. I just don't think I don't want to criticise the team because they are criticised enough. They tried their best.
I wouldn't fault the team's attitude tonight.
I think, but yes, that quality, that wee bit of quality at the right time is missing, and really poor final balls. I mean. 3 men screaming for the ball, and what do we do? We'll trundle the ball up to the goalkeeper. It's just It's just mind-bending. Listen to it. Listen to it.
So let's go back and go through the game as it happened.
Right.
So they never really. They put a couple of crosses in. The guy had the legs in Tav. That was obvious, Albert, and they put a couple of crosses in. But Butland never had a save to make, and if I'm being honest, neither did their goalie. But we looked slightly the better team without being outstanding. And the big chance in the first half did for Ros McCausland, yeah.
Yeah.
Tav did get tunked twice in the first half. He did. You can see the guy was going to get by him, but he recovered well for the rest of that half. And actually, I thought he got on top of the guy. I thought he was.
He was forcing him back, yeah.
I thought he played all right, Tav. All in all, I thought he played all right. Got caught a couple of times, or once in the second half. But you're right, mate. McCausland has that chance. Powder puff shot. Powder puff. This is the firepower we're talking about, no firepower.
Other people have got to score goals. So there was a moment in the first half, a challenge out in the left-hand side, young Yefty, who was showing up okay, put in a couple of crosses without being spectacular and didn't really influence the game as much as he'd done last week. He got booked for his first challenge, caught the guy in the foot. Yellow card, 35% of the time, Bridge. I know you see it different, yeah?
I don't think I was. Look, that was his second tackle, for God's sake. It was the second time he went for a tackle. I think he did it, but it doesn't matter. But he hardly made a tackle, and he booked right away. It wasn't serious. The guy was lying down, riding, blah, blah, blah. Next minute, he's up trying to take a free kick.
They were good at that.
That was just utterly shocking. And I think UEFA want to be ashamed of themselves for allowing that type of thing to go on in football. The referee was just woeful. He didn't know what to do. That team played the man 100% of the time. Played the man. That's what they did.
So we'll put that first challenge down to enthusiasm. Yeah, is that fair, Albert? Wasn't it?
Aye. I could see it as a book, and I'm not arguing about that one. He stood in the top of his foot. I'm not arguing about that one. It's a bit unfair that it's his first foul. I'm saying it's his first target. It's his first foul. And he gets booked for it. And yet there's 2 or 3 of them fouling constantly, mate.
Couple of old jerseys as well that he never picked up them, yeah.
Professional fouls all over the place, man. Anyway, we'll get to him. Right,
so it goes in half time and you're thinking, okay, what are we going to do here? I thought he would go with the way he was talking. I thought he wouldn't change it. But he did. He brought McCausland off and brought on Tierney, which I think shows that Tierney can maybe play 75 minutes, Albert, because obviously you're going to take the extra time potential into account, yeah?
Yep. Yeah. He's, you're right, mate. You're right. So the boy's getting it. He's getting it.
So the second half started. We're the slightly better team again. Would you say so, Bridgman?
Yeah, I thought there was moments in the game we were all over them and playing very, very well. And yes, I actually apart from the last, I would say 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes we just seemed to completely fall out of the game.
Well, we'll get there, Bridge.
I'm just saying, but I did think we were the better team, yes.
And then there was a big moment. The ball goes up in the air. Yefty gets up really well, and we've seen that he could be a NASA also at the back post, Albert. A Nokia's challenge, yeah. A Nokia's. The guy, he might have touched the guy's face. I don't know, but his horn was at his side. I've not seen it again, but I've had a phone call saying he thinks it was a linesman. I need to see it again. Where he's saying it was a foul. And then, I don't know, a second yellow and a sending off. Now, look, we know the rules of VAR. You're not allowed to look at it again, which seems ridiculous that you can't check somebody getting sent off, even for a second yellow, which would be common sense, Albert. But let's be honest, it wasn't a foul, never mind a card.
It wasn't a foul. It's as simple as that, mate. It wasn't a foul. And that clown knew it. And I'm telling you, he kept putting his finger in his earpiece and going like that. And them up in VAR would be telling him that was never a foul. It wasn't a foul. And he knew it. He actually knew it. And I'm saying to myself, if we can get the ball near and invite a tackle on us, he'll send one of them up to try and even us up. But that referee, that decision and a few other ones in that game, he made Clancy look competent. I mean, he really did. That's the worst insult I can give him.
Very well said. Very well said. I'm laughing and I'm actually crying.
Listen, it's frustrating because people listen to this show for a long time. It's no their style to blame referees. We try and be as fair as we can, but that was a shocking decision that influenced the match, Bridge. Bridge? Sorry,
pal, what was that?
That was a shocking decision that influenced the match.
Oh, yes. Look, they got our player, right, is more than a foot above that guy. More than a foot going for the ball. And he's deemed to have fouled the guy. I'm sorry, it's just no nonsense. Utter nonsense. That's never a foul in its life.
So we'll agree, never a foul, never a card, never a sending off.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. There's nothing much you can say about it. I mean, anybody with any fairness in their mind looking at that, you go, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. And what do you do? VAR doesn't look at it. We've got all this technology at your fingertips, but you're not allowed to use it for whatever reason. A clowny referee makes a bad decision and you can't rectify it in real time. That's madness. Now, he's going into that dressing room, he's going to look at that back and see he's made a complete fool of that referee and go, but it'll not change, nothing will change. If you ever do anything, does there are officials higher up doing it? Nothing will be done about it, mate. It's just carry on. It's just, you didn't get the decision. All right, we made a mistake, so what? That's cost Rangers millions of pounds, millions of pounds, mate, and it doesn't matter. Just carry on.
All right, so then we changed it, obviously. We took off Diamande, who ran his race and brought on Sterling. Now, I'm going to say something, Philip, come on. I'm going to criticise you here. I've received some text messages where people think he should have took EFT off at half-time, but if you use that argument, you took Diamande off at half-time because he'd been booked as well. I don't know where you draw the line. Maybe because the boys are inexperienced, but they're both young kids. But what I will say is, when he brought Sterling on, what does he think he's doing, putting him out on the left? He's had some of his worst games for Rangers playing there. And then surely you put him in the middle. If you're keeping that same personnel off, you put Lawrence to that left-hand side. And then you have Sterling with the legs in the middle. And right, that's only my thoughts, Albert.
Oh, I think his subs were wrong. I think they were wrong. Apart from Cherny, he came on, but his tactics for the second half lasted 5 minutes because of the sending off. But then he starts tinkering later on. I know why he took Diamande off, because he's on a yellow card. Because if he doesn't take him off, there's every chance that that clown will send him off. And he's saying he's selling no, I was just trying to take him off. We're not going down to 9 men. So that's why he went off. But putting Sterling out in that left, you're right, mate. He doesn't play well in that. Well, he plays well right in the left if it's left back, but he can't play in the left side of the midfield. It's nonsense. It's nonsense,
right.
Mate.
But surely just put him in the middle and put Lawrence out, and even though Sterling wasn't great. So we held our own. They never really get through to our goalkeeper, and Big Suter had a couple of decent blocks, and we had opportunities, to strike. And then Ridvan, we broke away, a decent move, and it comes out of Ridvan. I don't know what he's done. My initial thoughts it was his hamstring, but when you've seen the pictures again, it looks as if it's his groin or inside his thigh with the leg he's shot with. And look, it looks a badging. So, Albert, taking up your point, we're going to need to sign about 50 players of either phone.
It's unbelievable, mate. I put one of our players takes a shot, next time he's going to get stretchered out. I mean, explain that. I don't get it. Other teams all over the world, their players take shots and last the whole season, maybe take a wee niggle here and there. Our players take a shot and he'll be out for about 6 months now. Watch this. It's nuts, mate. There's something all right here. I don't understand what's happening. I really don't. But there you go. He's out. He'll be out. Right, so carry on.
So we changed it again. We brought on Ben Davis, who wasn't really involved much. And we were handling him all right, Bridge, and then they came down, cut inside for the left, the ball went out. I didn't think Sterling and Lawrence covered themselves with glory. And then it's up for debate whether Butland could have done better. I need to see it back again. So we lost a goal, Bridge, and we had about 8 minutes to go, and a bit of sucker punch, They hadn't really threatened, is it?
No, they hadn't, but I think that they twigged about the weakness of their fullbacks. And Ben Davis, although he was, shall we say, a fullback, I don't know what he was doing. He was sort of playing in between the left centre half and the left back, role, like, He just couldn't get it because he was never anywhere near the player when the ball came down the wing, which is the main thing when you're under pressure. Man up, get there and watch him, so on and so forth. He wasn't doing it. But the problem came from the down their left, or our left rather, and cut in. And you could see it yourself. I thought they scored. I thought they scored a really good goal. I thought it was a really good goal.
Aye, for their point of view, but
absolutely.
I thought Sterling and Lawrence between them could have done better, particularly Sterling. I've got to be honest with you, and I like the big man.
Hello. He wasn't.
Anyway, we've been joined by a caller. I think we've been joined by Duncan. Evening, Duncan.
Hi, evening.
How are you doing? Can you turn the show off in the background, mate? You got the show on.
Yes. Yeah, no problem, mate. How are you doing?
All right, mate. Use your thoughts.
Listen, to be honest with you, I'm heartbroken tonight, to be honest with you. As obviously much like yourself, but I want to be honest with you. I've seen this coming. I've seen it coming for months and for weeks and for the past season and a half. But I've been in trouble for a long time. But tonight was a great chance for us to try and get in the last qualifier against a team like Salzburg or 20, who I think is possibly a good draw for us. Because they're not the greatest. Maybe they could do a lot worse than that.
Aye, of course. And even Kyiv won they won the first.
Listen, I think Kyiv. Listen, what's your first name?
Ox.
See, honestly, I watched Kyiv the first game, right? And I thought Partizan. I thought, here, this is going to be a good side. I watched Kyiv against Alan McCoist when we done the business years ago. I'm an old guy, right? So, but I watched him the first game. Now, a lot of Rangers fans aren't aware that wasn't a home game for them either. They played in Poland.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's some in that country.
But I watched them and I thought I had Rangers fans saying they played well. I don't think they played well at all. But they got the last minute fucking goal.
What's your line, Duncan?
Sorry, I do apologise. Got the last minute equaliser. And I thought, get them back to, obviously, Hampden. I'm like, it's not a home tie, but get them back to Scotland. They're travelling, all the nonsense, won't do the business. And the night, I thought, come in, set up, totally wrong. I thought Tierney against Murrow at the weekend was outstanding. I thought, he's got to play him tonight. He didn't play him. And that's concern for me. A big concern for me. He doesn't play his best players. Tierney,
I get that. We talked about pre-match Albert, about the fitness people picking your starting 11, yeah.
I get you, but let's win the game in the first half. Let's win the game in the first half.
It's a valid point, but he's obviously brought him on saying he can go for 75. Albert?
Well, we might come out with a statement to the week.
Duncan, let Albert come in and answer your point. On you go, Albert.
It was the fitness mob that told him they can't play him for the first half, Duncan. It wasn't his. I think it was down to Clement. He would have played him and done what he said. He would have done what you were saying there, mate. I don't. But he's been advised by the fitness crew. Can I be
honest? But can I give you an opinion? See any professional football player on 20 grand a week, 30 grand a week can't play 60 minutes? Let's say 45 minutes. Surely get 45 minutes. I was on the bench. So play him. The first 45 won the game. Don't wait till the second half and we'll try to see how it's going. Play him. Come out through the week in a statement that says, I'll pick players obviously for the game, then I'll pick players for the maybe to see if it goes the distance. I'll see if it goes in extra time. Let's go win the game at Hampden in the first 20 minutes. Let's go and go. Because they're not a good side. They're not a good side.
They were there for the team. So
let's put 20 minutes, 30 minutes and bombast them and win the game. Simple as.
Cheers, mate. All right, we get it. I don't disagree with you. Bridgeman, the manager.
And now we've cut the cost again because we didn't actually get the bill with the horns at once again.
All right,
and they look silly.
All right. Mate, it doesn't work if we all talk.
Again.
Duncan, it doesn't work if we all talk at the same time, yeah?
Sorry.
All right, it's all right, mate. It's quite difficult. Bridgeman, the manager is going to get criticised for that, and people will see it differently. I mean, he was honest. He's always honest. He says he wasn't fit to play the first half. He's obviously been fit to play 75 minutes. He's brought him on half time with potential extra time. So that'll be the question. Yeah.
So I'd rather play the first 75 minutes.
Duncan, just let other people come in, mate. Yeah, on you go. On you go, Bridge.
Yeah, I think that would have been the ideal to play him. I personally would have played him for the start because I thought he had a really good first half at the weekend. And you know, what can you say? Scored a fabulous goal and so on and so forth. And it's a wee bit baffling, but we've got to back. I personally think we've got to back a manager. If the manager says, and the manager's fitness team say, I don't think they should do that because, you know, he's heavy in and heavy in and heavy in. Let's just, you know, I just don't get it. So bring him on at the second half. Well, you know, he should have been playing since the start for me. And,
Can I come back in, guys?
On you go, mate. On you go.
I'll be honest with you, I understand the colours and point of view. Maybe looked at the bigger picture and thought, right, okay, we'll go through the first half. But that's what I think is wrong. The Rangers just now, let's get through the first half. We were all there. We scraped a draw in the last second of the ball. I get that, right? But that night, to be honest with you, that night on Poland, I thought we could have won the game quite easily. Obviously, we never, but we got the draw. I thought, get them back to Glasgow and we'll see what happens. And then we go back to Glasgow. We got there with a team who I thought, for the start, I said to my cousin, I said, look, see, that's not going to be the best possible 11 for the start. It shows a weakness, in my opinion. It shows, like, we want to try and get to the second half, get to the later stages. I want a manager's going to say, listen, let's go and grab a go with the horns and go there in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and see if we had scored the first 5 minutes, first 6 minutes. What we done against your Leipzigs, your Dortmunds. These teams know how big they are. They fold. They fold once you get that goal and that atmosphere. And Rangers fans tonight probably a goal in the first 20 minutes when they erupted and that place would have been buzzing. And that's what's right. We'll try to see games out to the second half.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Good point. Good point. I think.
So I think.
Duncan. It doesn't work. Just one at a time. I think it's a fair comment, Mulberry, and I think as you critique the match, I think that'll be a talking point that the manager will get criticised with the support. Yeah, and maybe some people say maybe no making the substitution at half time, but I think they've been picky there. Yeah,
I don't think so.
Duncan, just let other people come in, mate. Yeah, just wait. On you go.
I don't think the manager deserves criticism at all. I mean, you've got a choice here. Kilmont's got a choice here. His choice is simple. He told you. The fitness team and the medical team advised him that certainly wasn't fit enough to start the game. He told him that. You might get 45 minutes at him. Don't forget about the 75 minutes for the moment. You might get 45 minutes. Now, his choice is he's not fit enough to start, but I can put him in the second half. He's taking advice. So what does he do? His choice is ignore the team, ignore the fitness team, ignore the medical team, and stick him on the first half. He chose to go with their advice and put him on the second half. So I don't think he should get criticised at all. I mean, he's got people there.
Wait till you hear your name, mate.
I can answer that.
It's only the last time I'm going to say it. Wait till you hear your name and it doesn't work. Carry on, Albert.
Okay.
Right. So he's got his choice and he made his choice. And maybe it's the wrong choice. Maybe he should ignore them. But if he does ignore them, my question is going to be then. My question now is going to be, what's the point of them then? I mean, I've told you last year I don't trust them. I don't trust that fitness team. The medical team I'm a wee bit dubious about, but the fitness people I don't trust at all, mate. I think they work against Rangers. I've been saying it for years now. I don't believe anything they say. I mean, there you are. If that boy is fit to play the 75 minutes, as you say, obviously you play him for the first 75 minutes. You play him right for the beginning. But they've played their part. Now I'm going to say it. They've played their part, putting you that Champions League, costing you millions of pounds. They've got to admit it as well. Well, I would have a review with all of them tomorrow and sit and say, look, we're now at the Champions League, and you partly on your their total fault, but partly on your advice. You'll need to justify this advice you're giving me. Tell me the reasons. I don't believe it, mate. I've said before, I'd get rid of a lot of them. I wouldn't employ any other ones. I think it's a lot of crap. These computer kids with run the book telling you stats are just garbage, mate. Just utter garbage. And they're costing Rangers dear, mate. They really are.
All right. We've been joined by Bob J. Evening, Bob J.
Aye, Shilling, but a good evening, eh? I'm just so angry, so upset and hurt when I see them sailing off into the sunset with another wad of money that we've no got. But hey ho, what do we do? We carry on, eh? That was one of the most abysmal, terrible decisions I've seen in all the years I've watched football, and it changed the game.
I agree, Bob G. I don't even think it was a foul. Never mind a card. Yeah.
No, the first one wasn't even a foul, we have to. But where we were, still did we go into the Europa League, yeah?
Straight in, mate. We don't play next
well,
week.
That's fair enough. They're okay. We've still got European football. I heard Clement saying that we didn't make it past this team, it would still be in Europe, which was nice. I didn't want to say a thing like it's nice to be at a tournament like the Champions League. It's not nice to be at any tournament for a club like Rangers. But I do agree with what Albear's saying there. There's something wrong at the back for this fitness thing. It cost us last year. I hope it's not going to cost us this year. Get up, lick the wounds, get on with it, and that's all we can do.
I think the thing is, that's Raskin out bad injury, yeah. We've got Cortez who stumbled and fell, and Ridvan who had a shot. So there's only one of them being in contact. So we've got the same issues as we had last season, Albert. And Philip said in his statement is, I'll get them more ready and more robust. Well, there's two already. So ask him.
Can I come back in?
Just wait to hear your name, Duncan. Yeah. Albert, it's true. There's three players out and they could be out for a while.
It's looking like rinse repeat, isn't it? It's exactly what it's looking like, rinse repeat again. We've played 4 games of those 3 players. It's madness, mate. I don't know. It's just, I've got my own views on a whole lot of that background. I'd love to go up and meet them, to be honest with you. But anyway, get back to the game. See, the first goal was down to the referee and bad defending by us, but the second goal was strictly totally down to Clement. I thought his tactics of throwing big proper right up front. That was just stupidity, mate. That was just utter stupidity. I mean, you're 1-0 down with about 5 to 7 minutes, and normal time plus extra time or injury time, and you've got another 5 minutes there. So, not actual fact, you had about 12, maybe even a wee bit more than 12 minutes to go, and we're 1-0 down to 10 men, and we throw caution to the wind. You're going, what are you doing that for? All we need is a goal. We're back in this tie. By the way, I don't understand because as soon as they done it, they went down the park and scored, and that's it. Game, set, and match done. But let's all get home now.
All right, Duncan, give your last point, mate. We've got other callers coming in and go, mate.
No problem, mate. Listen. I'll try and change the subject a wee bit. Obviously, it's disappointing for all us guys. We're all disappointed. But listen, my big point is, I'm watching Rangers for years like you guys. No, it's missing just now in the Rangers team. And guys who support Rangers, who have made the grade, guys like Barry Ferguson, John Brown, Ian Ferguson, Richard Goff, Stuart McCall, guys who are Rangers through and through. There's a lot to be said for about equality in the middle of the park. But see that playing for a jersey? We don't have that anymore. I'm not down there saying, listen, welcome, Corin Barron, how you doing? This year we're playing for Rangers as well. But the Ryan Jack's fit for the first time in 4 years and let him go. You know what? I'll get you. Ryan Jack, I thought was decent when they played, but he was never available. Same as Roof. 2 good players, but never available. There's something going wrong with Rangers just now. And my biggest point is, I don't know if Clement's the man to turn around about. I want a guy who knows what Rangers is all about. And a few years ago, I heard this name getting thrown about McInnes. I thought, nah, no chance, don't want McInnes. But you know what? I would take that just now. Just somebody who knows what Rangers is all about, lives Rangers, breathes Rangers, been born in Glasgow, and knows what it's all about. And then I get through to these players and say, listen, this is what playing for Rangers is all about. I think we're missing that.
All right, cheers, mate. Cheers, good to hear from you. And you look after yourself. And look, we're always going to be raw after a bad defeat.
I know.
It hurts, mate. All right. Cheers, Duncan. Thanks for the call. Bob, it's a good point he makes, but it's not the time for the decisions and big postmortems. We move on to Saturday and we take it how it comes, yeah?
Aye, I mean, I'm not going to sit here, they hurt me, the boy, but I'm not going to sit here and recite about Jim Baxter and Willie Henderson. The days are over. The boy is reciting a lot of players for the 90s here. The days are over. Just got to get on with what we've got. And the man's trying to, let's face it here, boys, Clement's got one hand tied behind his back financially. We all know that. And we had a chance here tonight to get in, and it never worked out. We've just got to get on with it. Get better domestically. Try and get ahead of them domestically. That's our goal. Europe's a sideshow now.
We've been joined by Harry. Evening, Harry.
How you doing, Chair? Glad to hear you again. I've not been on for a while, but I thought I'd give you a wee call tonight because obviously it's been a wee bit.
Coming up to Christmas.
Just to make sure you give me my Christmas present. I never got that one you gave me last year was rotten. But anyway, mate, I'm just going to talk about the team, and I just who was it spoke there a minute ago? I just heard the end of that there.
Olgier, and then before that was
Olgier. Yeah, well, Olgier, I agree with you, mate. I think it's about. I mean, we were told at the beginning, didn't we, right for the word go, that this was a team in progress. You know, the same as like if you want to even get back 3 years ago, the old Ange Postecoglou thing when he first came in. I was in progress. I think he trapped about 6 points or something in about 3 games. So, and what happened there though? The thing is we need to look for that kind of reaction. And he was bumped 2 to 3 competitions in his first season, and Europe as well. So I'm not saying it will be, but the good thing is, I didn't think we had question marks against Hearts the first game. Let's be honest, after what was happening in the pre-season. We were really, I was scared of what was going to happen at Tynecastle, but I thought we actually played no bad game. I thought we'd done no bad in parts against Motherwell. I thought we'd done no bad against that team away from home. I know it was their home game. I get all of that. But again, you're still going to get away from home and perform. I thought we'd done well. I thought the pressing was well. To me, the problem is we've lost a right few amount of players. We've still got something going with Cantwell and Hadji that I don't understand. We've got guys sitting on the bench that's not getting times on the park. Danilo, I don't know what's happening there. The manager's not getting asked about it. He's saying that he's got to give players time on the park. Well, we've got a Scottish Cup game coming up. Is that the time to try and give that guy 20 or 25 minutes on the park every 2-0 up or something? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I just think, like was being said the night before, I think we've got to. He asked for patience, didn't he? This is what he's saying. You know, he's basically saying, even before that game there, he was saying he can't write progress within 3 weeks. The way he's talking, he's looking at October. He's asking us to look at October, the end of October, for some kind of progress. And I think he is telling us it. The problem we have got now is, and that our chairman came out. I mean, let's be honest, the Ibrox scenario was a disgrace, guys. It's been well covered in this programme. But, I mean, we don't even know if we'll be in October. That's the problem. That's the worrying thing for me as a season ticket holder. But to me, Hampden, the atmosphere wasn't the same tonight. It certainly wasn't the same.
Oh, without a doubt, mate. Without a doubt. I mean, the Bears tried. Obviously, people have got their own reasons for not going to Hampden. You know. So, well, I get your point about patience, but we've got to critique the performance tonight. And I just want to ask you something, Harry. And listen, was it a red card?
No, never. Now, listen, see, to be honest with you, right, see when the ref, I don't know what you thought, right, and the rest of the guys, that'd be a good point to put across. I can actually come on, right, to try to talk about the players and try and give them a bit more encouragement and try and ask for Rangers, for every Rangers fan and every season ticket holder, we want to win every game. We know that. But I think we're all brave enough to know what was a yellow card and what was a red card. I think we don't see things through, but none of the yellow cards he put out tonight, even the one, like, I don't know who was the other Rangers player to get a yellow card. None of them were yellow cards. None of them were yellow cards. And he just seemed to, and yet that team were getting allowed to drop down, hold their face. Many times did the players hold their face, and they were allowed to do that. And not once, even the pushes in the back, the one against Lawrence, the one against, I think it was against Dessers, the guy came in on his backside. I mean, if you're going to give Yeti his first yellow card for that, then you've got to be consistent. The guy wasn't consistent. To me, he was a one-sided referee. And I don't know, I don't mean any harm, guys, but I don't know if this, we're playing a team for Ukraine, and I don't know if that's still, it's carrying a bit of sympathy within the European corridors.
I had all the sympathy in the world for them up to the night, Harry, if I'm honest.
No, but you know what
I'll tell you one thing, Harry. I'll tell you one thing. See that Ukrainian Prime Minister? If he's looking at any of them, he'll not want any of them on his front line. I'll tell you, fighting the Russians. The Russians are firing bullets.
Aye, you're right. But I mean, let's be honest, guys. I think we were okay in that game until that sending off. I mean, I wouldn't have phoned you up with any complaint because, as I say, we've got guys that look at the ages of that team. Yeti, 20. You've got the young boy Barron. You've got the young boy Ross.
Take a breath.
Sorry. I know I have talking.
Tuesday. Right. Albert, in you come.
I don't mean I'm Harry. I'm not criticising the team. I thought the team played all right without being brilliant. They played all right, and I see a bit of progress in our style of play and what we're trying to do. It's just, as I said at the beginning of the programme, we've no firepower. That's my problem, mate. It's going to continue being my problem to be.
Is the firepower issue the players or the system, Albert? Because there's nobody near the centre forward.
Well, I've got to say it's the players at the moment, mate, because you're getting chances to shoot, mate, in good positions, and it's powder puff. It's just powder puff. You get Bannon, who does a great job, and you get Diamandi. They two had a shot tonight. Yefty had a shot tonight. 2 shots, I think Yefty had. Ridvan had a shot tonight. But you get McCausland a shot tonight, and Dessers fell down a lot. I don't know if he had a shot, but he fell down a lot. So you're looking at that, and you go, their keeper struggling to save any of these shots. Nope, because there is no firepower. I don't think Lawrence had a shot tonight, did he? So that's what you're talking about. There's no firepower, mate. We're powder puff. Would they get shot? But there is after we're toothless, totally toothless, and it needs to be addressed. We need to get better quality. It's simple as that, mate. And I know he's coaching some of these guys to cut in and shoot. But you're saying, come on, you shouldn't be off to do that, professional football players at this stage in their career. But anyway, that's what's happening.
Yeah. And you come, Bob, yeah?
I agree with what the boys are saying there. There isn't any point. We cannot go through a full season. As you say, we've still got European football, still got a lot of whole season of domestic football, but we can't go through a season relying on serial dissers. I don't know what they are. We are powder puff. We can't score goals. It was like that last year. It's like that this year. We're just totally inept at the front of the goal, and it's cost us big time tonight. We had more chances than them tonight. That again, when McCausland was right, I really thought the lads should have buried it. But then again, I'm not playing for Rangers. I'm just looking.
Was his mistake there, Bob, when he didn't drive on, when he cut back? All right, he's made the goal bigger for himself, but he was right through, and he cut back. So is that lack of confidence?
Well, it's something anyway. I mean, that lad, to me, is a good player, but he is a bit powder puff. He had a really good game last week. He's a bit powder puff, that lad. But he'll all come good. He is a good job. But now we are, as we're all agreed, we are powder puff in front of goal. Cannot convert chances. It nearly cost us on Saturday. It nearly cost us at Tynecastle. And it's cost us tonight, so we've got to try and do something about it. This Danilo is sitting there putting up wages. I don't know what's happening with him. I'd put him out the door.
Well, there's a
again,
question
that's a big argument about question.
Is Danilo sitting there with the advice for the fitness team? Has come on, listen to him about
I'll
Danilo.
flip the whole question back on you. Would Danilo be on the bench if there wasn't 9 substitutes?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Would Danilo be on the bench, or would King and McKinnon and all them be on the Rice? No. Would they on the bench if that stupid quota thing wasn't in place?
No. Anyway, we've also been joined with Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Evening, Knox. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, hopefully.
Unfortunately, aye.
Brilliant. Well done. So just looking at that, do you know what? It actually went through my mind, and don't take this as a serious point, but it felt almost that it was the 90s, and come back in 92, 93 campaign when the refs were getting bribed in the Champions League. That's what that felt like. That decision was that ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't even a yellow card, let alone anything. The Kyiv player should have been booked.
I'm not your man for conspiracy theories. I'll pass you to our conspiracy theory expert, Albert.
Hey, Smurf, I'm shouting for him to check his bank accounts. I'm telling you right now, because that referee was extremely dodgy, man. As I said, he made Clancy look confident. No, I mean, that's the worst insult I can give him.
And that's we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that, Smurf. But I get your point. It was never a foul. It was never a red card, and it was a big moment. No, we could have went on 11 against 11 and lost 3-0. You'll never be able to answer that. But it looked as if we did a better chance with 11 against 11 than it might panned out. Smurf.
I've just, do you know what? Both Jeffries booked, right? Connor Barron booked. Diamonde booked on the first half. Entire midfield. No right. Never right. So just stinks to me. And we don't have a bench. You're just talking about it there. We don't have a bench. We've got 3 guys on bookings. We don't have a bench, and to make like for like substitutions.
No, we're very light in midfielders apart from the young boys. Would you agree, Bob?
Totally agree. The young laddies were playing the most vital player of the team in the middle of the park. We didn't seem to have good football players in the middle of the park. The boy Barron does a lot of work, but we're not got enough quality in there for to open teams up. Hence the fact that you didn't make chances and you didn't score goals.
I'm going to say it again, Bob Chair. Is that the system? Because you're relying on that number 10. He's the guy that's meant to get the ball played to him, and he's meant to bring in put the passes inside and outside to the wingers running in or through to the centre forward. Well, we're not getting anything. Yeah, Tom Lawrenson one header in the first half when he knocked 2 of the guys' head to Dessers in the first 5 minutes. Now, Dessers, I'm not saying it was a chance, but he failed to control it well. Hit it. You're 8 yards for goal, hit it.
Front page news. Dessers can't control a ball. Front page news. I've seen that before this season or any other season.
Hit it.
Anyway, it's to get back. We played all right, and you've got to say that we played all right. Without being brilliant, we played all right. Did they deserve to win 2-0?
I thought the attitude was good with 10 men, mate. They gave. Yeah, I know they got it right when they lost the goal. The manager had a punt that went Pete Tong, but I thought the way the endeavour of the team and the application was okay without being outstanding. Yeah, Smurf.
Totally. I mean, there was you couldn't fault the effort put in. Absolutely, I totally agree with you. Like you were saying earlier on as well, the manager's got a lot to contend with. Too much, really. And I can't believe they would want him replaced at the moment. We need to stick with this guy. He needs support. Things are going wrong all over the place. Owning half a park. There's finances to juggle. There's stuff to get, wage bills to come down. Financial fair play. It's a mess. And the last thing we need is to replace that man. He's bought in. He's signed an extension. And you know what? He could be forgiven for saying, I'm out of here. But he's no. So be careful what you wish for. Another one point I've got before I go is Tom Lawrence. He should have taken Lawrence off at half time, put the wee boy McCausland into the number 10 role because he is a number 10, and drive at him, and then bring Cherney on. That's for me.
You're saying we should put the number 10 in there, who got the best chance in the number 10 position, didn't have the pace, the heart, the ability to run through when he was 1-on-1, and you want to base your whole team on him playing the number 10? No, for me. Albert?
Well, I agree. I can see Smurf's point, but he's powder puff. No, I mean, you're saying is it lack of confidence? It's just lack of ability. I mean, let's be honest about it. It's lack of ability. I like Wee McCausland, but he needs to.
I want him to succeed, mate, but I don't see it. I want him to succeed, but I don't see it. Smurf always get a right to reply, mate.
No, I don't. I think it's. I think the wee boy McCausland I don't think he's a winger. I'd like to see him getting a run of games at number 10. And he's never a starter. I get that. But Tom Lawrence is an empty jersey.
Tom Lawrence.
Well, we were today.
Or David McCallum, as Fox has called him. Albert.
Invisible man. But there's another
dearie
one.
me.
Jack was on at half-time having an interview with the BBC. Surprise, surprise, Jack's fit now. Is that because he's away from your fitness team? He's fit now to play. You sit and go, wait a minute, we sat for a year waiting for you to be fit. You're no fit. All of a sudden, you go away for Rangers and you're fit now. It's madness, mate. It's madness. I don't know. It stinks. It just stinks. His biggest problem he's got. And Smurf's right. He's got a lot of problems. His hands tied and all sorts. But his biggest problem is his backup crew that's all about him. I'm telling you right now, that fitness crew, that's his problem. He needs to sort them out before we go and start signing players.
Come, Harry Boy.
It's just what Smurf was saying there, but just to go what you were saying here, Lawrence isn't a number 10, guys. You know that. Lawrence was never signed as a number 10. Obviously, he was signed as an 8, maybe. But the two number 10s that we've got want away, well, said they wanted away for the club, and that was Hadji and that was Cantwell. So we've got two guys that's sitting in decent wages. Now, as far as I know, it's getting reported in Rangers podcasts, these guys have changed their mind and they want to stay now. But it's not just about signing players here. We need clarity in what's happening behind the scenes, because we've not got a CEO. We've not got a real football man that between like Clermont and the board. So we've got a few serious problems there, guys. But we're not carrying a number 10. It's all right saying try and put. I don't think McCausland is the answer either, because the boys never played that position. And I agree with you, old. I think this boy's going to be a Lowry. This boy is going to come in, play a few games, and then we're going to see him gradually being a bench, somebody on the bench to come on 20, 30 minutes beforehand.
Oh,
they're trying to get him to shoot with his left foot, right? He done a great shot last week. I appreciate that. He done a fair bit of running in that game, the first half, but he seems to be the first to get pulled off. Now that we've got a new guy in, and once that new guy gets up to speed, I think it's only going to be an injury to him that's going to bring McCausland back in. So I think we need to look at other areas of the park. We need to get a number 10 in.
All right, cheers, Harry. We've been joined by Baza. Evening, Baza.
All right, Ox. First time I've called in a while. All right, Bells. I got to be that.
Are you in for the Christmas presents as well? Well, they're all coming in because we're getting close to Christmas.
I'll sign off, pal.
Cheers, Bob.
Seeing the post coming Saturday, that was total corruption in my opinion for that referee. And he gave the Ukrainian team every 50-50, 40-60, it was all what feels for. I've noticed it in like other sports and all since the Russian invasion, Ukraine and stuff. I said it to my pal one night in that first off, this referee's soft. He's soft in them. And he goes, that's what they're telling you. Don't be surprised. It's corruption. My dad says I've done it since the war and all that. And I said, don't be so stupid, that. I feel like we've been totally robbed tonight, and this is how I phoned up. So I'm absolutely raging.
All right,
Rob,
remember this.
Sorry about that.
You'll not be alone in some of the thoughts, mate. But listen, I'll repeat myself. It was never a foul, it was never a yellow, and it was never a red.
Never.
I agree, mate. I agree with that. And I agree that referee is totally and utterly incompetent. But
what was the compliment you gave him? What was the compliment you gave him?
He made Clancy look competent.
Well, we'll leave it at that, Bazza. Is that not the biggest insult ever?
Well, if I tell you what my dad says, I would be banned for this in life. But tell me, when I was a young boy, never trust the eye tags. But I know that's generalisation, but I don't know, man. It's just, I'm gutted. Obviously, we had that game in control, and it felt like we'd been done.
It was a big moment, Bazza, wasn't it? It was a big moment, wasn't it?
Aye, so, aye. I just thought I'd phone in there just to get off my chest. So, say, I'll listen to the rest of the show and I'll let you board it.
Cheers, Bazza. Good to hear from you, mate, yeah?
You as well, boys. Keep it going. I'll keep listening, man. Cheers.
Top man. One of life's characters. Following them all better, innit?
Aye, it's you can hear it in his voice as well that he's totally like the rest of his gutted.
I get it. I get it. When you see such a wrong decision, and then people, Harry, I'll come back to you on this. People were in question. I know the rules say you don't look at that for VAR, but that makes it even farcical, doesn't it? Even more farcical.
Well, me personally, right? We were talking about the handball last year, and we say that VAR was changing that. Now, as far as I'm concerned, and they say the VAR doesn't look at a yellow card, but to me, if it means a red, yes, they must look at that. And if you watch that referee, if you watch that game the way I watched it, he kept on putting his hand up to his earpiece. They were telling him, after he went off, somebody was telling him, you've got this wrong. Even though they weren't looking at it, I think somebody's told him, through his counterparts have told him, because he started, after that, he never brought out one card. If you look at it, and Rangers done a couple of tackles that they were getting yellow cards for. And I says, you've been told, by the way, mate, that you got that wrong, but they obviously, as you say, you've heard it in your head, VAR, for some reason, VAR doesn't look at a second yellow card. And I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. I think that's got to be brought in, that if it results in a red card, if there's 2 yellow cards and the results in a red card, it's effectively changing the game. So you've got, especially big games like that, that's a load of money. You're talking about that's 20 million euros. Is the difference between the Champions League. I'm not saying we were qualified. We're still going to play the next round, right? We're Rangers fans and we're excitable, but we're no daft. Mm-hmm. And we know we still have to play another game, right? But it was a £5 million game. It gets you a player. We still got that, right? Hopefully. But the point of view is that's a huge decision in financial terms as well.
I get it. I get it. It's not just sport. It's not just sport. But maybe you're right, Harry. Maybe he wasn't being told. Maybe he wasn't being told you got it right. Maybe he was told, well done, Albert.
Well, aye, well done. That's us. But well done. We'll get our bookie line up at 2-0.
Anyway, it was never
your money's in the account.
Never a yellow, never a red.
Aye, honestly.
I don't even think it was a foul, Spuff. Do you?
It was shot. Do you know what? It was a foul to Rangers for the simulation of their defender.
Yes.
So it was. We two sitting midfielders, Connor Barron, and we had Diamande and Beatty. They were booked in the first half, along with Jeffrey. And then the first bit of play that Jeffrey's involved with, right after the break, he sends him off. But for nothing. It's just going to be an inquest.
I don't know who's doing the dishes. Can you put your phone on mute? Right. We agree. I don't think we can repeat it. We agree, Albert. The only pleasing thing was for me in the whole sending off was the height that Jeffrey was up, Albert.
Aye, you can go up some height, can't he? I think he looked all right, didn't he? He's better than Matondo and Wright in that position, right? And he's a reserve left back, so that looks good for the future. And he looks up for it. He looks up for the fight. So does Cherny. They look up for the fight. Banna looks up to Monday. So we're starting to build a team that look to if they're going in the right direction now, mate. All we need now is firepower, and if we get the firepower and big proper and all, he had a good game and all. I thought he'd played well. Big Suter, shaky, then come on to a game. Tab, shaky, but then come on to a game. I'd have no complaints with the team at all tonight, mate. We could have done better with the shots. Of course we could have, but overall, I'm like you. I liked their attitude after we went down to 10 men as well. They just carried on as if nothing had happened, but just go on. But the Clement needs to look at himself for that second goal. If he doesn't do that and leaves it another 10 minutes to see how we're going to go on and then throw people in, you throw people in if you're 11-11. You say, right, I can see a point of saying, right, we're going to go for it now with 11. But when you're down to 10, you don't do it that early. It's stupid. Proved to be straight up the part that scored the second goal. Bang, game over. Anyway, it's just life, isn't it? That's the way it goes.
Aye,
Another game where a referee makes a decision. Look what happened in Scotland, by the way. The biggest cheat in Scotland is your man Colum, and he's now the chief of them. He got promoted for getting the handball. I know he says he's going to sort all that out in Scotland. That's what the handball that you never gave, and then cheated and lied about the decision. So there you go. It's all part and parcel of football. That's the referee's decisions go as again.
Right, I tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to hear from the manager because we usually left this for tomorrow night, but because it's so raw and so controversial, we're going to hear from the manager, and then if he's going mute, we'll then just bring you in for your last comments and we'll close the show. So let's hear from the gaffer, Philip Clement.
Philippe, we'll start with the red card. Did you get any justification on the decision from the referee come full time?
No, I tried to, because I saw the images after, and it's clear you have in football, and we talked a lot about that, sometimes a grey zone. And because of that, VR is there, and it helps football to make it more honest. But this decision had nothing to do with grey zone. It was really clear there was nothing going on. Jefte just jumps higher, he doesn't move his arm is next to his body. So it's not a fall, it's nothing. And to lose a player that moment and to play with 10. So I try to understand the decision and to ask, but the referee stick to his opinion about it, that it was for him a really clear fall and second yellow and red. So I think, I don't think I'm really confident that his bosses will have another idea.
How frustrating is it for you, though, because although that decision might be criticised in retrospect, obviously for you go out and that's sort of key point, obviously, in the tie?
Yeah, I cannot say it kills the dream at that moment, because that's the thing to be proud of. The players kept on going with 10 to make good organisation, to try to find then the moments to counter-attack. Before that, we were dominating the game, and we were creating the chances out of that, not with massive chances, because Dynamo is also a good team, but you saw they were getting tired, and we knew the last half hour we would get more space to get better chances. So, yeah, the players kept on doing what they had to do. They kept on believing, but then you get the goal against at the end, and then you do, a little bit casino, 1 against 1, to try to force something, and you get the second goal against. So it's a very decisive moment, and in the end, it has killed the dream of a dressing room. It has killed the dream of more than 50,000 fans, and you expect a better level in decision making, because this is for me the worst decision that I've seen in my more than 30 years of football.
Especially at this level, Philippe, when there is so much at stake, does that surprise you even more, just that a decision like this has gone against you?
I have a lot of things in my head, but you guys know that every word I say too much, I can get a ban also for the next European Games. So let's keep things in my head. I think it's the best way now. And I need to be good and smart for the club, for the team. And we need to move on. That's what we need to do. So to take lessons out of this game, and there are a lot of positive lessons to take out of the 2 games against them. And the other things we don't control, so we try not to control the things we cannot control.
Philippe, this match is obviously hugely important to the club financially. What impact do you think not reaching the Champions League will have on your ability to continue the rebuild that you're obviously going through this summer?
I told you guys this week, if you go to Champions League, you can do things faster, because there's 40 million coming into the club. That's not the case now. So it will take more time. That's the reality. To do the things that you want to do, or the things that the club wants to do for the future. But it doesn't mean that the story stops also, of course. And you see it already now. With young, exciting players coming into the club, making steps, and I don't need to say all the names every time, and to make value for the future, to make next steps, and out of that you can get 2-3 other players, and like this we need to create a model as a club to grow.
Philippe, tonight Danilo was on the bench, but in a video that Rangers released earlier, he was limping and he hasn't played any minutes so far this season. Can you give us an update on his fitness?
In what video was he limping?
There was a video on social media, on Twitter, that was released earlier tonight.
Was it from this week, or was it from 2 years ago?
He was on the,
or from 2 years ago?
Pitch, yeah.
Or from 2 years ago, maybe?
No, he was walking onto the pitch.
No, but Danny always had that kind of walk. Look, when the moment he came in, when he came into the club here. So I've been watching him a long time. I wanted to get him to Bruges when he was in Ajax, and he was not playing there. And he had that walk also at that moment. So nobody needs to worry about that. No, there's nothing going on with him. And today I wanted to put him in. That was the idea, but then the circumstances of the game were not there. But people will see him in the next couple of weeks. They don't need to worry about it. It's just about 7 months out that you need time to gain match fitness, and then the right moments to get his minutes. And it depends also from the scenarios of the game in that situation.
And are you as far along in terms of the squad rebuild at this point as you thought you would be at the start of the summer?
Nobody knows that. Not one manager. At one moment during the transfer window. So we need to see 1st of September where we are in that situation.
Philippe, I appreciate the game is over, but do you imagine the club will make a formal protest about the referee and his decision-making tonight?
I don't know. It depends. The club can do if it doesn't have consequences. Then it's, I think, also the right way to do it. But if it has consequences for the club, then you cannot do it. So I cannot also say now what I'm thinking. That's the way the game is played. So otherwise, it's not good for the club also to get fines or whatever because they said something. Because in the end, it will not be that the decision is changed and we're going to replay. It's never going to happen. So no, we will see what happens the next couple of days.
Last one. Phil, a disappointing night for you. You did speak there about some positives. One of the big positives so far this season's been Czerny. Again, when he could come on the second half, even with 10 men, he looked very, very dangerous. Any regrets from yourself about not putting him in from the start? I know it's very easy to say after the event.
No, because we have a lot of very qualified people in the building, in the medical staff, in the performance staff, to come with the right things. It's also what the club needed after last season with so many injuries, to make that better, to have the right info, to make the right decisions, to make players better, to make them stronger, to give them the right moments playing minutes. So signal of them was really clear, not to start with him. And maximum time would be to come in halftime, what we did. So this decision we made together. He's just a few days in the building. He comes out of 4 weeks of holidays, and I understand that people who never been a manager or never been a player and don't know what a human body is, that they doubt those things then. But that's the reality of every manager. So no, 0, because it was clearly a decision for the short term and the long term.
Thanks, everyone.
I have no idea for the moment, to be honest. So I hope not too bad.
Oh, you could tell his frustration there, Smurf.
Yeah, Big Phil thinks the ref's a cheat and all. He knows he's taking a bung. So I'm going to leave you with that. Good night, and keep the faith. Keep the faith with the club and Big Phil as well. Good night.
Yeah, the last word for your good self, Albert.
Well, he said that the backroom staff are qualified. I think you better check their documentation because they're qualified brickies. They're definitely not qualified what they're supposed to be doing. I'll tell you that for nothing. But anyway, it's onward and upward, mate. I'm no that. I'm disappointed with it. I'd have liked to went through, but I'm not going to slaughter him. We played all right. It was just stupid, bad decision by a referee. Causes the game to go the way it went. But I still 2-0. Did that a good reflection of the game? No. Absolutely not. Maybe I won nothing, maybe I draw, maybe extra time aye, but not 2-0. That was nonsense, mate. Absolute nonsense. But anyway, onward and upward, mate.
Yeah, we're all disappointed, but there is some slight positives. Tierney, young Barron again, proper, getting involved, marshalling defence, playing the full 90. Yefty shows he's got an attitude for it, so there's positives in there, and we'll take it from there. But thanks Albert. Thanks to all the callers tonight. Thanks to Bridge and Albert for popping on and doing the show. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. And the Dream Team will be joined by a special guest tomorrow night. Take it away, Old School Blue.